Hello students, in previous video we learned up to the question number 2. So now in this video we will start with question number 3. So first of all, question number 3, read this question. Can a quadrilateral ABCD be a parallelogram if some conditions are given to you? You need to tell here that this condition is possible for the parallelogram or not. Okay, so here it is given, can a quadrilateral ABCD is one quadrilateral, be a parallelogram if, now first internal equation is angle D plus angle B is equals to 180 degree. Okay, angle D plus angle B is equals to 180 degree. Now if we look at the angle B and D, then B and D both are opposite angles, right? And what is the property for opposite angles in parallelogram? Opposite angle needs to be same. Okay, that means our angle B and D need to be have equal measurement, right? But here it is given addition 180 degree. Yes, sometimes it is possible if we have square and rectangle, because in square and rectangle all the angles are 90 degree, so some of the opposite angles can be 180 degree, right? But every time it is not possible. So here, yes, it can be. Yes, it can be. But opposite angle needs to be equal. Okay, hence sometimes it is true if we have both the angle have measurement 90 degree, then addition is 180 degree. But what is the main condition? Opposite angle needs to be equal. Okay, it is possible for square and rectangle. Okay, it is possible for square and rectangle only, because in square and rectangle all the angles are 90 degree, so addition is equal to 180 degree. So sometimes this condition is applied, but every time not. Okay, so here we need to write, yes, it can be, but opposite angle needs to be equal. It is possible for square and rectangle only. Okay, then second internal equation, it is AB is equal to DC is equal to 8 centimeter. That means AB 8 centimeter, DC 8 centimeter. Okay, then AD 4 centimeter and BC 4.4 centimeter. So here we can see opposite sides AB and DC both are equal, right? 8 centimeter, 8 centimeter. But second pair of opposite sides, that means AD and BC are not equal. Because here AD is equal to 4 centimeter and BC is equal to 4.4 centimeter, right? So these two sides are not equal, that means AD and BC. That's why this condition is not applied for the parallelogram. Okay, so here our answer is no. Why? Because for the parallelogram, both the pair of opposite sides needs to be equal. But here we have only one pair of opposite sides are equal. Okay, that's why our answer is no. Only one pair of opposite sides is equal, but second pair of opposite sides is unequal. Okay, that's why our answer is no. Okay, then if we look for our third condition, angle A is equal to 70 degree and angle C is equal to 65 degree. Okay, in parallelogram, opposite angle needs to be equal. Here our A is equal to 70 degree. Now for the condition 3, we do not need to consider this measurement. Okay, this is the separate condition. here angle A is equal to 70 degree and angle C is equal to 65 degree. Angle A is equal to 70 degree, angle C is equal to 65 degree. But for the parallelogram, what we want? We want that opposite angles are equal. But here we have different measurement, 70 and 65. Right? So this is not possible for the parallelogram. So from here we can say that this condition is not possible. That means our answer is no, because opposite angles are not equal. Okay? So here our answer is no. What is the reason? No, opposite angles are not equal. Okay, that's why this condition is not possible. Again, we quickly repeat this thing. Angle B plus B 180 degree. Sometimes it's a true in the case of square and rectangle only, but for other cases it is not true, right? Then second condition is AB is equal to DC is equal to 8. That means this pair of opposite angles, opposite sides is equal, but other pair AD is equal to 4 and BC is equal to 4.4 centimeter. It is not equal. That's why we can say that our answer is no. And in third condition, our angle A is equal to 70 degree and angle C is equal to 65 degree. Here our opposite angles is not equal. That's why our answer is no. Okay, and we need to write one reason. So that is opposite angles are not equal. Okay, then next question number 4. First of all, in this question, draw a rough figure of a quadrilateral that is not a parallelogram but has exactly two opposite angles of equal measures. Again, draw a rough figure of a quadrilateral that is not a parallelogram but has exactly two opposite angles of equal measures. Now, if we remember the property of kite, okay. So in kite, like this, okay, here, if you think about the kite, then these two angles are equal, right? But kite is not a type of parallelogram. Why? Because opposite sides are not equal. That's why kite is not a parallelogram, but has exactly two opposite angles are equal. In kite, other pair of opposite angles are not equal. Only one pair of opposite angles are equal, right? That means angle between the small side and big side. Okay, that pair of opposite angles is equal, but another pair is not equal. That's why this is the figure of kite. In kite is not a type of parallelogram, but exactly two opposite angles have equal measurement. Okay, so in this case, we need to draw one kite. Okay, and give the name of this figure kite. Okay, then next is question number 5. Here one ratio is given to you. That means ratio of adjacent angles of a parallelogram has measurement 3/2. Okay. In parallelogram, two adjacent angles have a measurement in the ratio 3/2. We need to find the measurement of each angle of the parallelogram. Okay, one ratio is given to you of the adjacent angles. We need to find all the angles of the parallelogram. Okay, so first of all, make one figure. Give the name ABCD. Okay, now here one ratio is given to us. So what we need to find here, we already learned this thing in chapter number 2, right? If ratio is given, then we need to apply x, that means 3x and 2x. Okay, so assume two adjacent angles. For this figure, we are taking angle A and B. Angle A and B. First is 3x and second one is 2x. We need to assume the measurement of angles according to the question. Okay, so assume angle A is equal to 3x and angle B is equals to 2x. Okay, but the ratio is given to us 3 is 2, so we need to assume the measurement of adjacent angles according to the ratio. Okay, so two adjacent angle A and B, 3 is 2, so 3x and 2x. Okay, so ratio becomes 3 is 2. Now, remember one property for the adjacent angles of a parallelogram, right? That is, sum of adjacent angles is equals to 180 degree, right? Because it forms interior angles of same side of transversal. That's why addition of two adjacent angle is equals to 180 degree. So that property we need to use here. Okay, so sum of the adjacent angles, angle A plus angle B is equals to 180 degree. This is the property of parallelogram. Now put the value of angle A and angle B. So angle A is equals to 3x, angle B is equals to 2x. So 3x plus 2x is equals to 180 degree. Okay. Now 3x plus 2x, 5x is equals to 180 degree. Now from here we can find the value of x. If we find the value of x, then we get the value of angle A and angle B. Okay, so for finding out the value of x, just transfer this 5 to the right hand side. Right now it is in multiplication in left hand side. If we transfer it to the right hand side, it goes to the denominator. So here 180 divided by 5. Okay, so value of x 180 divided by 5. 5 3s are 15. Okay, 3 remainder 30. 5 6 are 30. That means 36 degree. Okay, so x is equals to 36 degree. From here we can find the value of a. Our a is 3x. Put the value of x here. So 3 multiply 36. 36 into 3, 108 degree. Okay. Angle A is equals to 108 degree. And we can find the value of B even. It is 2x. So 2 multiply value of x, it is 36. So 36 into 2, 72 degree. Okay. What we need to find in the equation? Find each angles of the parallelogram. That means we need to find all the angles of a parallelogram. Angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D. Now here we know the angle A and angle B. From that we need to find the angle C and D even, but that we can easily find because opposite angles are equal. So A is equals to 108 degree. So same angle C is equals to 108 degree. Right? So angle C is equals to 108 directly because we know the opposite angle. And similarly we can find the value of D even because here our D is equals to 72. So same value have angle D. Angle D is equals to 72. And reason is opposite angles of parallelogram. Okay. So in this way we can find all the angles of a parallelogram. Okay. First of all, one ratio is given to you 3:2. So we need to assume our angles according to the given ratio. Here we have 3:2. So our two angles, angle A and B, according to the ratio 3x and 2x. Okay. Then we apply one property for the parallelogram, that is sum of two adjacent angles is equals to 180 degree. Right? Then put the value of A and angle B here. So angle A is equals to 3x plus angle B is equals to 2x is equals to 180 degree. Now add these two angles, two values, 3x plus 2x, it is 5x is equals to 180 degree. And for finding out the value of x, just transfer this 5 to the right hand side. So here we get the value of x. X is equals to 36 degree. Okay. Now put this value in angle A and angle B. So we get the measurement of angle A and angle B. So angle A is equals to 3x. 3 multiply value of x 36, it is 108 degree. Similarly, put the value of x in angle B. Angle B is equal to 2x. Put the value of x here. So 36 into 2, 72 degree. And from that, by using the opposite angles property, we can easily find the value of angle C and value of angle D. Here our angle C is equal to 108 degree and angle D is equal to 70 degree. Okay, because angle A is equal to 108, opposite angle C is equal to 108, and angle B is equal to 72. So opposite angle D is equal to 72. Okay. Then next question number 6. First of all, read this question. Here, two adjacent angles are equal. Okay, in parallelogram, two adjacent angles have equal measurement, right? We need to find each of the angle of a parallelogram. Okay, in this question, what is given to you? Two adjacent angles are equal. We need to find all the angles of a parallelogram. So here, first of all, draw one figure ABCD. Okay. First of all, what is the condition? Two adjacent angles are equal. Here we select two adjacent angles. It is angle A and angle B. Okay. So assume two adjacent angle A is equal to angle B is equal to some value x. Okay. So here A is equal to x, B is equal to x. Okay, assume two adjacent angle A and angle B is equal to x. Okay. Now, similarly, we can find all the angles of a parallelogram, right? Like question number 5. Okay, here even we first of all we assume angle A and angle B. After that, we find all the value of angles, right? So here same way we can find all the angles of a parallelogram. Okay, so what we need to do here? First of all, use the adjacent angle property for the parallelogram. Okay, adjacent angles of a parallelogram. Sum of the adjacent angles of a parallelogram is 180 degree. So here, angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. Because sum of two adjacent angles in a parallelogram is equal to 180 degree. Okay, now put the value of angle A and angle B here. Your angle A is equal to x plus angle B is equal to x is equal to 180 degree. Now x plus x, that means 1x plus 1x, it's a 2x. So 2x is equal to 180 degree. Now for finding out the value of x, we need to transfer this 2 to the right hand side. So here our x is equal to, here we have 180 degree. If we transfer this 2 to the right hand side, it goes to the denominator, right? So our x is equal to 180 divided by 2. It's a 90 degree. Okay, so here we get the value of x. Now we need to put this value in angle A and angle B. Okay, so angle A is equal to x. That means 90 degree. Similarly for angle B, it is also x. So put the value of x 90 degree. So here we get the value of angle A is equal to 90 degree and angle B is equal to 90 degree. Now from that we can easily find the value of angle C and angle D. Right? Angle C is opposite to angle A. Opposite angles are equal. Angle A is equal to 90 degree. So that angle C is equal to 90 degree. Okay, so angle C is equal to 90 degree. Similarly for angle D. Angle D is exactly opposite to angle B. Angle B is 90 degree. So same way we can find the angle D is equal to 90 degree. Okay, so here angle D is equal to 90 degree. Now we need to write the reason. So reason is opposite angles of a parallelogram. Because we know that opposite angle of a parallelogram are equal. Okay, so here similarly, as we solve the question number 5, similarly we can find the solution of question number 6. First of all, we need to assume our two angles. Here two adjacent angles are equal, so angle A is equal to angle B is equal to x. Then use the property of adjacent angles for parallelogram. So sum of two adjacent angles of a parallelogram is equal to 180 degree. So angle A plus angle B is equal to 180 degree. Put the value of angle A and angle B. So here x plus x is equal to 180 degree. X plus x to x. For finding out the value of x, transfer this 2 to the right hand side. So you will get the value of x, it is 90 degree. Now put this value in angle A and angle B. So angle A is equal to 90 degree, angle B is equal to 90 degree, angle C and angle D both are opposite angle with respect to angle A and B. So angle C and D equal 90 degree. That means either this is a square, otherwise this is a rectangle. Okay. Then next is question number 7. Here one figure is given to you. Quadrilateral HOPE. It is one parallelogram. Here one angle 70 degree, one angle 40 degree. We need to find the value of x, y and z. Okay. HOPE. It is one parallelogram. We need to find value of x, value of y and value of z. Okay. So how we can find the value of x, y and z? First of all, for finding out the value of x, here we have two angles, right? Here we have two angles. We want the third angle, so from that we can find the value of x by using the angle sum property. But second way, it is if we find this angle, HOP, okay? So HOP and x both are equal because both are opposite angles, right? And how we can find this angle HOP? 180 minus 70 degree, because these two are the linear pair of angles, right? These two are the linear pair of angles. One angle 70 degree. So from that we can find this angle. So first of all, angle HOP is equal to 180 degree minus this 70 degree. Okay, 180 minus 70. Why? Because these two are the linear pair of angles. Why it is linear pair of angles? Because if we add these two angles, it forms one line. That's why it is linear pair of angles. So here reason is linear pair of angles. Okay. So HOP 180 minus 70 is 110, right? HOP 180 minus 70, so this is 110. Now HOPE, it is one parallelogram. One angle is 110, so opposite angle x, it is also 110. Reason is opposite angles of a parallelogram. Okay. So here our x is equal to 110. Then we need to find y and z. So how can we find the value of y and z? What you are thinking right now? One z, that is here. This is one z, right? Horizontally. So these two angles are equal. So from here we can easily find the value of y. Right? This is one z. So these two angles are equal. This is 40 degree. So directly y is equal to 40 degree. Okay? So here write down y is equal to 40 degree, and reason is z. Z, it means alternate interior angles, right? So here our reason is alternate interior angles. Okay, y is equal to 40 degree alternate interior angles. Then finally we need to find the value of z. Okay, for finding out the value of z we have lots of ways. Okay, we have lots of ways. What are the ways we have here? First of all, we can use the angle sum property for this triangle. Right? Angle sum property for this triangle, because we know this two angle y is equal to 40. So from here we can find the value of z. Otherwise, sum of two adjacent angles of a parallelogram is equal to 180 degree. Right? Already we know that x is equal to 110. So from here we can use the property, which is sum of two adjacent angles of a parallelogram is 110. Okay. One more property we can use here. It is these two angles are equal, this and this. Why? Corresponding pair of angles. One transversal is here, two parallel lines is present here. This forms one transversal. So this and this full angle and this extended angle, it is corresponding pair of angles. So these two angles are equal. That means this is 70 degree. So this full angle is 70 degree. Out of that, this part is 40. So second part is 30. Right? One more property we have. For this triangle, we can use the exterior angle property. What is the exterior angle property? Exterior angle 70 is equal to sum of two anterior angles y plus z. And we already know the value of y. So from here we can find the value of z. Now whatever way you want, you can do it. Okay. So right now I am going with exterior angle property for triangle. Okay. Y plus z is equal to exterior angle 70. This is exterior angle property for triangle. Okay, sum of exterior angle is equal to sum of other two interior angles. Okay, otherwise we can also go for the corresponding pair of angles. So same way we can find the value of z. Okay, now put the value of y here, or y is equal to 40 degree. Okay, so y is equal to 40 plus z is equal to 70. Now for finding out the value of z, transfer this 40 to the right hand side. So our z is equal to, here we have 70. If you transfer this plus 40 to the right hand side, it becomes minus 40. So finally our z is equal to 30 degree. Okay, so x is equal to 110, y is equal to 40 and z is equal to 30. These three are our answers. Okay, so first of all, again I repeat this question. Here 70 degree. So this angle is 180 minus 70, it is 110. Then these two are the opposite angle. So x is equal to 110. Here it forms one side. So these two angles are equal. This is 40 degrees. So y it is also 40 degree. And for z we have lots of ways, but we are going with exterior angle property for this triangle. This triangle and one exterior angle. So exterior angle 70 is equal to sum of other two interior angle y plus z. Y 40. Transfer this 40 to the right hand side. You will get the value of z is equal to 30 degree. Okay. Then next is question number 8. In question number 8, two internal questions are there. Okay. These two are the parallelogram. We need to find the value of unknown variable x and y. Okay. So let's start it with question number 1. Here GUNS is one parallelogram. We need to find the value of x and y. if we use the property for the parallelogram, then opposite sides are equal, right? So just write down here, GUNS is a parallelogram. So first of all we use these two sides, GS is equal to UN. Okay, GS is equal to UN, that means these two sides, two opposite sides are equal. Now put the value of GS and UN here. Your GS it is 3x, UN it is 18. So from here easily you can get the value of x. Okay, and for finding out the value of x, just transfer this 3 to the right hand side. In right hand side we have 18. If we transfer this 3 to the right hand side, it goes to the denominator. Okay, so 18 divided by 3, it is 6. So this is your answer, x is equal to 6. Okay, GUNS is one parallelogram, so opposite side GS is equal to UN. Now similarly, by using the other pair of opposite sides, we can find the value of y. So other pair it is GU is equal to NS. GU is equal to NS. GU it is 3y minus 1 and NS 26. Okay, now from here we can find the value of y. For that, first of all transfer this 1 to the right hand side. So here 3y 26. If we transfer this minus 1 to the right hand side, it becomes plus 1. Okay, then 3y is equal to 26 plus 1. 26 plus 1, 27. And for finding out the value of y, transfer this 3 to the right hand side. So y is equal to, here we have 27. If we transfer this 3 to the right hand side, right now it is in multiplication. If we transfer it to the right hand side, it goes to the denominator. So y is equal to 27 by 3, 9. So this 2 are our answer. X is equal to 6 and y is equal to 9. Okay, this is one parallelogram. So opposite sides are equal. So if we use the first pair of opposite sides, then we can find the value of x. If we use the second pair of opposite sides, we can find the value of y. Okay, then our second internal question. Here, one parallelogram is given to you, RUNS. Okay, and in parallelogram RUNS, this 2, that means SU and RN both are diagonals, right? SU and RN both are diagonals, and we know one thing for the diagonals. In parallelogram, diagonals are bisect each other, right? In parallelogram, diagonals are bisect each other. That means intersection point of these two diagonals is O, right? So for diagonal SU, these two parts are equal. That means OS and OU both are equal. And for the second diagonal RN, OR and ON both are equal. So if we use this property, so we can find the value of x and y. Okay, so here write down, in parallelogram, diagonals bisect each other. Okay, bisect each other, that means two equal parts. So here OR and ON are equal and OS and OU are equal. So OS is equal to OU and OR is equal to ON. Okay, now put the value of OS. OS is 20 and OU it is y plus 7. Here OR it is 16 and ON x plus y. Okay, here we have two variables x and y. So we cannot find the value of this two variable by using only one equation. Okay, so first of all we need to solve this, because if we solve this then we cannot find the value of x, otherwise y, because we have two variables. That's why. But if you look at this equation, here we have only one variable y. So from here we can find the value of y. After that we can put this value in equation number 2. So from here we can find the value of x. Okay. So here for finding out value of y, transfer this 7 to the left hand side. So 20, if we transfer this plus 7 to the left hand side, it becomes minus 7. Okay, so y is equals to 20 minus 7, 30. So y is equals to 30. Now put this value here. So 16 is equals to x plus, in place of y, write down 13. Now for finding out the value of x, transfer this 13 to the left hand side. Here we have 16. If we transfer this plus 13 to the left hand side, it becomes minus 13 is equals to x. So x is equals to, finally 16 minus 13, x is equals to 3. So these two are our answer, y is equals to 13 and x is equals to 3. Okay, here we need to use the property, it is in parallelogram, diagonals bisect each other. So here OS and OU are equal, OR and ON are equal, and put the value of OS, OU, OR and OL. But here, first of all, we cannot solve this equation. First of all, from here we need to find the value of y, and that same value we can use in equation number 2. From that we can find the value of x. Okay. So students, if you have any doubt in this question, please write down in comment section. I will give you the answer. Thank you.